I'm Baby Rose, and I'm locked in with Media Spotlight UK.
Hi, this is Calum Di Lieto here for Media Spotlight UK, and I'm here with I want to say the beautiful soul that is Baby Rose.
Oh, thank you.
And most people say that because they're like, oh, she's a nice person, and I'm sure you are a nice person, but I feel like your music really shows the soulfulness, and it's just beautiful. That's the best way to put it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you've just got a great energy about you as well. It's very relaxing. It's quite hypnotic in a way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. Just laying it on thick there. You're like, oh, it's so many compliments. But what I find interesting, especially, is apparently, you've been a singer-songwriter since you were 12. Is that right?
That is right. That's when I started recording music in a studio.
At 12, what does a 12-year-old singer-songwriter look like or write about, or how has that changed since then?
Well, I started writing music, I think, when I was 9, and just singing when I was 9. It's not too remarkable, but I had just an affinity for it.
Yeah.
And so when we moved to North Carolina, that really became my only thing that I had, like, singing-wise. I didn't really have many friends, and so I really leaned into that. But it was just a chance encounter, like my mom's friend hearing me in the foyer and, believing that I had a gift, me going to the studio, and it was just, yeah, that's when I really started knowing that this could be more.
And, I hope you don't take this in the wrong way, but you have quite an old voice. Like there's a soulfulness to it, right? That where it kind of precedes age. And I'm just trying to sort of think to myself, like a 9-year-old or a 12-year-old, like, did you have that same kind of gravitas then with your voice?
I don't think so. It wasn't fully formed, but I knew that I was writing about things that I had yet to experience. I just felt energy.
Yeah.
When my mom would go through things, when women around me or anyone would go through things, it became subject matter, and just kind of leaning into other women or other artists per se that had nuanced voices,
Because there's a touch of like Nina Simone about you.
I love Nina.
Yeah.
I love Nina. I dove into her catalog early as well. So her, Janis Joplin, like Amy Winehouse, like I just got hip to them, and it became like my music from day one. So
you can hear those inspirations, but it's not like you're a carbon copy of them. It's like you got those flavors, but you're a completely different cocktail, if you know what I mean. Like, but when you say Amy Winehouse, it's funny because as I was listening to your new album, I was hearing those kind of tones as well, which is quite interesting. Obviously, your more contemporary work, you talked about writing about issues that you hadn't experienced yet, but now you're writing about issues that you have experienced. Talk to me a little bit about some of that.
Yeah. I wrote the album about a breakup that I went through last year. It was probably 2 years ago now. Yeah. It was a lot for me, but the music just kind of poured out, So
I guess in a way it's kind of a cathartic experience because you kind of, that pain or that struggle that you're experiencing, you can kind of let it out, rather than, keeping it pent up. And
absolutely. That's been the way that I've dealt with a lot of the things that I go through.
Yeah.
Whether writing it down or just putting it into music. Or screaming, throwing shit. I don't know. Like, one.
Just looking around for anything that you could throw, and I think we're okay.
Run. There are other ways to let things go, but I find the most useful to put it into a song or just put it out there for people to heal as well.
So, for those that aren't songwriters and aren't gifted, but are also going through these kind of painful breakups and things, what kind of tips would you give them, the sort of do's and don'ts of going through a difficult breakup, like, and to help them kind of deal with what they're going through?
Wow. Okay.
Aside from listening to your album, of course, because that is number one there, of course.
I would say don't block them, ignore them.
Interesting.
Hits way different.
So keep them on your newsfeed. Keep
I
them
mean,
on the
yeah,
gram.
just it's for me. I'm the type of person that goes back and forth all the time, but it's just like if you're truly over something, it doesn't need this big main event. It's just more like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And you tell that to yourself, and you live that, and then just work on yourself. Don't become obsessed with what that other person is doing, and like let that occupy real estate in your mind. Just work on you.
Yeah.
And keep yourself busy working on yourself, and let all of those things manifest into wonderful
Love that.
other things.
So don't block them, just ignore them. Work on yourself.
Rule number 1. Yes. I know that's strange, but
That's a good rule. It's
I think so.
right. What about rule number 2? What would rule number 2 be for you?
Work on yourself. And make friends or rekindle like just time with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, all of that time lost or all of that time spent with someone else can feel like, oh wow, there's a lot more hours in the day now that there's not this person there. But you have other people in your life for a reason. Or this is an opportunity for you to make new friends and like be
Get
great.
out there.
Get out there. You know? It's a whole world out there just waiting for you. So that would be my advice that I give to people as I take it myself and live it.
What about third rule?
I would say document everything.
Oh.
I mean, not in a way that's like weird, but just
living
like
my best life.
yeah, like definitely like just write, whether that's journaling, whether it's like for you alone, or if it's like, you know, just have fun, but make sure that you're present and you're taking note of it, because it's kind of like a evolutionary process that you're going through. And that involves shedding. It hurts. It doesn't feel good in the process, but you're evolving.
Yeah.
So document that shit.
I like that. You can kind of see the journey you've kind of taken as well. You know, you think, oh, I feel terrible, but then you look back 6 months and you're like, oh, I'm doing a lot better than I was then. So, you know, it's progress.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that. I like those 3 rules for getting over a breakup. I mean, sure, there are plenty of people who are going to be writing that down. But so tell us about this the project then, and what we can expect from you from the future.
Well, to myself, it's my debut album, and it's, yes, definitely the catalyst was the breakup, but it's something that even when I listen back to now, it feels like me kind of coming into my own as just a human being, as a woman, and I'm really proud of the fact that I kind of brought all of the things that I love about music, like all of the genres and just all of my experiences, all of the things that I've learned thus far into this album. Like, I used to be in love with samples. I used to be very much like enamored with the lushness of music and strings, and to be able to have original compositions and have music that is still like written from my point of view.
Yeah.
You know, it's fire, and to know that I created it with my friends is even more fire. So,
Yeah.
this is something that I'm blessed to be able to perform and, tour on, and just,
Because you've already done international tours, like
well, yeah,
supporting.
last night was was the end date of my European tour.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had my headlining tour. I go to LA and then Oakland next, and yeah, I just wrapped my own tour, the To Myself tour.
Yeah.
It's been lit. It's been fun. And just to be able to tour and see people's reactions and hear them singing the lyrics to the music that I wrote in a very confined, like, enclosed, safe space.
Yeah, yeah.
To be able to perform that and really believe in what I'm doing, it's nothing like that.
It must be quite surreal to have this such intimate, private, personal feelings and expression then shared with a whole room of people singing the same lyrics and kind of being a part of that, It's
Absolutely. There's nothing like that at all. And so I'm very blessed to be able to have that
yeah.
experience. As far as what's next, I'm very much surrendering to the now. So
Yeah.
I kind of just let things go as they will.
Well, I hope that you don't go through another traumatic breakup, but
Same.
it did come up with some great results. So the music was fantastic, but I'm sure you'll be able to get more inspiration and further muse from more positive experiences, hopefully.
For sure.
But thank you so much for talking with us. It's been fantastic, and thank you for your top tips as well. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.